Welcome to Barrage. I'm Matt. That's Brent. We are going to do our top 5 party games. These are real quick, easy to play games. Obviously there's others, but these are our favorites. Brent, go ahead and start with Werewolf.
So Werewolf you can play with either the game itself, which we have, this is Ultimate Werewolf, or you can play with just a regular deck of cards. You're going to have Werewolf, Villager, and Seer. And depending on if you're going to play with some kind of variant in the game, they might have more cards. But that's the base game by itself. You're going to have one moderator. They'll tell everyone to close their eyes. And when everybody closes their eyes, they're going to tell the werewolves to open their eyes. And when the werewolf opens their eyes, they're going to select a player amongst the villagers to kill. Then the werewolves will close their eyes, and the seer will get to open their eyes to view one of the players to see if that's a werewolf or not. If they're a seer, they don't want to let the werewolves know that they're seer because that's going to be the first target for the werewolves. Figure out who the werewolves are so that we can kill the werewolves. And the werewolves, they want to kill the seer. And so if the werewolves are the last one alive, they win. If the villagers kill off the werewolves, they win. It's a really fun game that plays really quickly. You can play it in probably 10 minutes to 30 minutes max.
Super fun, especially if you have a large group.
Absolutely.
It's a lot of fun.
Absolutely.
So. The next game is Utter Nonsense. A friend of mine brought it over. I had never heard of it. The one thing that I would recommend is alcohol, because it definitely lowers your inhibitions and allows you to come out of your comfort zone.
That's true for any party game.
Yeah, play with friends that are going to be open and have a good time. The way this game works, it's similar to Cards Against Humanity and Apples to Apples, where you have every round is a different judge. The judge will pick an accent to do. For example, on the back of the box is redneck. It's a good example. You have to select from your cards what you want to say in redneck. So the judge will actually pick the best player that says that comment in redneck. Sometimes you get a quote that's perfectly redneck, and other times you have to make it work. Play with friends that are fun, that are open, and that like to have a good time. But this is one of my new favorites.
Next we're going to talk about Bang the Dice game. Now there's Bang the card game, which is also kind of a deduction game, but Bang the Dice game puts a nice little spin on that. It puts some kind of different variations with the rolling of the dice. One person will be the sheriff. That will be revealed to everyone. There can be a deputy. A deputy helps out the sheriff. There's going to be a vigilante that they just want to be the last one alive, and so that they can be the last one to kill the sheriff. And then there are outlaws. Outlaws are just trying to kill the sheriff. If they kill the sheriff, they win. There's also characters that get thrown in there, and you might have a special ability that lets you do something interesting.
Yeah, it's very quick to explain to people. It's a lot of fun, and you can play multiple games. Cards Against Humanity pretty much goes without saying, but is the un-PC game of the world, basically. I mean, I don't need to introduce this game. Everybody knows it.
Absolutely.
I mean, it's probably the most popular game ever. Every round has a new judge. You present your card that you have to fill in the blanks. Everybody has to select the most ridiculous combination, and the judge picks the winner. Alcohol definitely helps.
I think it's almost required for this game.
It should be required. That should be in the rules.
Yeah.
But it definitely helps. It just brings out people's inhibitions, and you're able to laugh about things that in this day and age sometimes we can't laugh about. You know, you have a fun group of people, you can have a good time, make fun of everything and everyone, and not be too serious about it. So this is definitely a go-to. It is one of our favorites.
Lastly, we're going to talk about Coup. Now this is Coup Reformation. It's an expansion to Coup. But Coup by itself, the base game, is essentially this. It's rock, paper, scissors, but you can lie about which one you have. This beats that beats this beats that, but I could be lying about what I have. Everyone's going to get dealt 2 cards, and those are your character cards, those are your lives. You could say that I have the Countess in one card and the Assassin in the other card. Those might be your cards, but you don't have to go by those cards. People trying to figure out who's lying. Can you get one over on this other player? Can you trick them into thinking you're lying when you're not? You just want to be the last one alive with at least one card alive at the end, and you win. It's a lot of fun, especially for big groups of people.
Now, we just gave you a very brief overview of these games. We're not going to go into detail on how to play them. These are basically our suggestions. Look at what you want to do. These 3 are really good for large groups. I would say 5 to 6 is probably as much as you want to go with.
Oh yeah, that's the butter zone in that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What about Coup?
Do not play with anything less than 4 players on Coup. But if you play 4, you can play up to 10 people. It's going to get crazy.
These are our top picks for party games. Please check them out. Seek no further. These are the games that you want to go to. Brent, is there anything you want to add?
Remember, games are not just for kids. And thanks for watching.
Big kids with alcohol. If you like us, don't forget to subscribe and share us with your nerdy friends. See you guys.